I think some will say the kind of interest that the people have concerning this act is that of confusion. They're confused because they don't really know anything about this particular act. Take your mind back to the PIB. Loads of money is spent on that particular sensitization on that particular bill. People wonder what exactly is happening to your agency concerning the FOI Act, because again, we still want to know if the agency is starved of funds concerning this move to mobilize the people, sensitize the people, and reorientate the people.
Well, that is our role, clearly. That is our role, but the bill itself is deposited in the Federal Ministry of Information. The mass education or public education responsibility is the NOA's. And like I said, we needed to get partners, we needed to secure funding, we needed to secure institutional support to do what is right. And this is what we have succeeded in doing. We've gotten credible partners, we have studied the law, we have understood our role properly. And so today, this morning, we will flag off our own training. And I want to assure you, by next year, more Nigerians will be aware. Because we are not just going to organize community dialogue, we are breaking down the message in the language that everyone, or as many people, would understand as possible.
How are you going to go about this? Are you going to go on door-to-door mobilization in the mother tongue of the people, or you want to use the media? And funding, which you just highlighted, is another issue. How are you going to tackle that?
Yeah, the media is one of the platforms that we have. We have theater for development, which is resident in the community. So what essentially we will be doing is to break down the message and don't forget, our offices are in the 774 local government areas. And by deliberate action, staff in these local government areas speak the local languages of the people. So once trained, they have the information, they organize using theater for development to break down the message in the workplaces of people, like in the motor parks, in the markets square, in the chief's parlors, community social groups, and so forth and so on. We also have the community dialogue platform where some more informed people will join those at the grassroots to explain aspects of the act and how it works, so that people at that level can take advantage of it right there in the neighborhood. So yes, it is more like a neighborhood approach or door-to-door approach, like you said, because it's a resident approach. I mean, a neighborhood resident approach that we will use. We will use also our citizens volunteer scheme that is being developed now. They will join up. They are resident also in the neighborhoods. So they will assist the process of taking the message to each and every Nigerian, not just the people who are working class, the artisans and so forth, but we'll take it to the schools. We'll take it to the secondary schools. We'll take an aspect or some aspects of it to the primary schools, especially the older classes, so that they know that there is something provided for them in the laws of Nigeria, should they need to seek additional information on aspects of government and governance and even individuals.
Okay, how much would it cost for this training you're talking about, training of your staff, and how much would it cost you to reorientate Nigerians or inform Nigerians as regards the FOI bill?
Oh yeah, it's lots of money, but fortunately for the first phase, we are working with the UNDP, and they are giving us support to train the first set, about 14 states. We have started with the northern states. We are starting with the northern states today. We'll go to the, so all the states in the northern states will be, or some of the states in the northern states will be here in Abuja. Then we'll go to Lagos and do the other one. The UNDP has been gracious to support us with some funding, about 70 million naira, for the training and implementation of other aspects of the program, not just training now, because training is not going to take most of that money. It's the production of materials and translation into over 20, 30 languages that matter. You know.
Before we go, a quick one here. If NOA in all the 774 local councils in Nigeria, that is huge. Do you think you're doing enough if people still complain they can't see you, let alone feel you?
They are not looking. Let me, Suleiman, I have discovered something. Like I said, I have traveled over 20,000 kilometers since I took office. I have met people who say they have not seen me even in their states. But when I ask them, what do they watch? They watch CNN, they are always on DStv watching other programs. They don't watch local stations. So maybe we'll have to go to DStv and begin our programs. But Nigerians must begin to look inwards and look at their stations for news and things that interest them and are happening within their communities. So again, most of the stations have their segmented viewers. Perhaps we have not been too frequent on channels. So those who come to channels would say one thing or the other. But I know I've had a relationship with channels. I've visited you. I've been in this studio. This is about the second or third time. I've been working with your people here. It's fantastic work we've had. We are not saying we have reached the peak. We are about firing all cylinders. You know, don't forget, I'm just about 10 months in the place. We are refocusing, and there are so many issues on the ground that we have to attend to. We will not abandon one, and face, we will not abandon all and face only one without effect. So we, in addition to doing opportunity costs, in addition to making sure we stay on the issues, we appreciate that Nigerians are, yearning for our presence in their lives. And I want to assure you that the NOA will surpass the MAMSA that you're talking about.
Well, let's take a look at this one. Dele sends a comment in, and he says that as a form of awareness, the FOI Act should be introduced and practiced in our educational system, and perhaps the NOA should see that this happens. Are you considering this kind of suggestion?
Can you
Dele says that as a form of awareness, the NOA should ensure that the FOI Act is actually taken and introduced in the educational system. Has NOA ever considered this option?
Yeah, let me tell you, the NOA has advocated what we call patriotism education to encompass aspects of civic education and so forth and so on. So in building the curricula, we expect that all these aspects of the FOI, voter education, civic education, and so forth, will be part of this patriotism education that we are talking about. Because they are laws that people should learn about, should know it, they should arm themselves with, and apply them for their own benefit and the benefit of society. So I agree that it should be part of what is taken to the school. But before it's included in the curriculum, the agency, like I said, mentioned earlier, will take the message to the secondary schools and and the universities. The interesting thing about the NOA is once you are on any one of our platforms, you are on all. If you sign on to us, anywhere we go, we incorporate all aspects of the messages that need to be passed on to the people. We recently had a campus focus program, which was meant to promote, good school culture. It was held in Calabar, I think, yes. And all aspects of public communication and enlightenment that we are working on were also exposed at that forum. Right, so everywhere we go, that is what we do. We have community dialogue everywhere. I just came back from Katsina. We had one on peace. We had one on promoting, exam ethics. We had one on driving, promoting, do the right thing, drive to stay alive, and so forth and so on. We've had over 25 programs that we are focusing on. And in doing this, we have people who stay on it. So we don't just launch a program and move ahead. We get people prepared to stay on our program. Like the FOI we're doing now, there are people who will stay there to supervise it and make sure it is implemented to the last level.